Good morning, America. Bill Allen here with BewareAutoRepair.com. On my manipulation side of my website, I was going to talk to you for a second about how to prevent being misled about two common problems in a car: the water pump and the alternator. And then I'm going to touch base on both of these in my Automotive 101 side of the website, where I'll explain how they work and how you can tell if they're working or not. Okay, first on the manipulation side, you call up a garage, how much is your water pump for a 2000 Buick? Every time you do that, you're setting yourself up. Stop asking how much. If it's broken, it's going to cost the same basically everywhere. What you're doing when you're saying how much is you're shopping for somebody that's going to be dishonest to you to get you to go to their repair center. Think about it. You're calling up repair centers one after the other. How much is your water pump? How much is your water pump? How much is your water pump? And then you pick the lowest price, or you pick one close to the lowest price. You're not basing it off of anything but their honesty, and you don't know them. What if the water pump is $250 on your car, but they know that, and they tell you $150 because they know nobody else did? You're going to say, I'm going with the guy with $150. Then you get it in there, and he finds a slew of things wrong with your car. He tells you made a mistake on the phone and didn't get the right price, and the price is actually going to be $350. Your car's already apart. You created your own nightmare. Stop worrying about the price, and the price will be there at the end if you pick the right shop. Worry about the price in the front, and you've got a bigger problem. I can't tell you how many times I had a customer call me and say, Bill, my water pump's leaking, can you get me in today? I get the car in. When a water pump fails, it has a little tiny hole at the very bottom of the pulley that is a bearing hole. When the bearing goes bad in the water pump, the bearing starts walking. It moves back and forth as the pump is turning, and it lets coolant drip out of that hole as it exposes the hole while it's moving back and forth. That is a telltale. That's designed that way to tell when your water pump is failing. Now, look right there. Right next to the hole is the inlet from the radiator. Okay? So you've got a hose with a hose clamp sitting right next to the hole. How do you know it's not that hose clamp? What if it's not the water pump? Now you've called shop after shop. You've already committed that you're going to do $150 or $200 whatever dollars, and it turns out to be a 10-second repair, and all they have to do is put a new hose clamp or tighten it up or whatever. The integrity of the shop that lied to you to get you in the door isn't going to come out, and they're not going to just change their ways and say, oh, we were wrong, it's just a clamp. They're selling you your water pump you didn't need, and then they're tightening up the clamp and putting it back together, and you never knew the difference. So it's more important to you to find a right shop that'll be this guy, that'll tell you it's just a clamp, than it is to find the cheapest price. America is conditioned to think money's more important. Trust me, it's cheaper to pay what's fair than it is to pay what's cheaper in the long run, because it's not cheaper. Let's go to the alternator. Alternators. Common failure in a car. I get calls all the time from my new customers that haven't done business with me yet. How much is an alternator for my car? Do you know? I'll give you an example. Alternator has two major wires coming off the back of it, positive and negative. It has positive and negative. Actually, the negative goes off of another piece, but that's no big deal. Anyway, these connections can be loose. The battery connection, the alternator connection, the belt that turns the pulley that generates the power can be loose. So many things can make the alternator not charge the battery so your car doesn't run. And if you call around getting best prices on alternators, and it turns out, and it's happened several times here, that this positive terminal on the alternator vibrated its way loose. Or somebody replaced the battery and thought they tightened it up, but didn't tighten it up all the way. Both of those things will actually stop the flow of electricity and charge to the battery, causing you to feel your alternators fail. Or a tire guy or an auto parts store guy to misdiagnose an alternator. But stop thinking cash first. Start thinking integrity first. If the shop you pick has integrity and you get off your butt and do the research, the cash will be right. The price will be right. But pick the right shop. The cheapest price is never the right shop, and I'll promise you that. But you got to stop doing what you're doing.